yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and died, saved by love, count my blessing from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that.
Good evening and welcome to a new season of Love and Stuff. I'm Marcus Holmes and I'm so excited to be back. We tried to provide you some of the best shows during the summer as we took some time away from the camera a little bit. Hope that we might keep some continuity around providing you in and around the Love and Stuff community the inspiration and information that you deserve. So whether you are watching us here live on Facebook from the Marcus R. Holmes page or the Love and Stuff community page, whether you're watching us on Instagram or TikTok, YouTube events, Twitch TV, and I feel like I'm missing one. I hate that I am, but I want to welcome you back to another season of Love and Stuff. We're excited to be back. And so I hope that you will join me in clicking share. I'm clicking share right now. What about you? Are you clicking share to tag someone to join us as we return to the inbox? Stephanie Bolger is here on Facebook. And I'm just going to be clicking share to tag some folks as we go along, tag some groups. And I want you to do the same thing. Tag some folks, the Inside Love and Stuff group. Shout out to you and to all others. And we're just saying hello to everyone. Welcome back from the summer. So we are excited about this season, excited about the wonderful information and inspiration that we'll be bringing your way. Excited that we'll be bringing couples as a special feature this year so that you can ask couples questions that will help lead you to the place of love. And speaking about leading to the place of love, we have our 36 questions that lead to love 2.0. And we want you to be prepared to sign up if you are looking for love. Maybe you're looking in all the wrong places, but in case you haven't decided exactly gotten your rhythm, you don't really care for the online dating, or maybe you do. We want to help you along because we believe this experiment has proven true, and we want to have you be a part of it. This love experiment called 36 Questions That Lead to Love. So I'm tapping to invite folks to join us. I hope that you will do the same wherever you are across platforms, just to join us for these moments. And that's what I'm doing right now. I hope you're doing the same thing, just tapping share, tagging 5 of your closest friends, 5 of the more popular ones to join in the discussion. And whether you're in any of our love groups, I hope that you'll join us tonight and you will share information and inspiration about that. So hopefully across the various groups, you will join us tonight here on Love and Stuff. Shout out to Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix and all others that are tagging to join us, whatever platform you're on. I hope that you will click share and tag some other folks to join us. Love and Stuff has not been on hiatus, but what we have done is pull some of our favorite shows and some of the fan favorite shows, or community favorite shows, I better say, and replayed them. So thank you for tuning in during the summer while we were doing that. And now we're in a brand new season. And I hope that you will join us on this journey and ride as we all go through what I believe is the most important journey. And that's the journey of love in your life, the love of the quintessential love, who is God. He is love. Learning how to love him, learning how to love yourself, and learning how to love others. And if that resonates with you, then this is absolutely the place that we want for you to be. All right. So I'm just tagging some folks, getting folks involved and engaged across platforms. Thank you for joining us. If you are on the Love and Stuff platform, we appreciate you, and others that are on other platforms, we appreciate you as well. All right, so I'm just going to tag a few folks, and there we go, highlight it with a few folks and get those folks joining. So if you will click share and tag someone to join us in the discussion, we're going to the inbox tonight. We're across all platforms, Love and Stuff platform here on Facebook, Marcus Our Homes, all of the love groups that are attached. We are on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, on um, TikTok. We're across all of these platforms, and we hope that wherever you are tuning in, that you will click share and tag someone to us as we um, pin the topic across many platforms. See if we can get it pinned here and pinned there. Let's see, we pin it there. See if it's pinned in one place. I'm gonna see if I can get it pinned in another, just so that you will have the topic and you can refer to it. I will read it and share, which has been an interesting topic, I must say, across various platforms. So I'm going to drop it here. I don't see it populating there. We'll pin it there. All right, let's do that. Pin it, pin that comment, and we'll pin it one other place, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Got some folks joining us, and we appreciate you all. All right. All right. Just done with the pinning. Uh-oh. Did it pin there too? Okay, make sure it did pin. All right. Seems like we're good across those platforms. And thank you so much. All right. All right. We are live. All right. Thank you for joining us on TikTok as well. So I'm checking you out there too, just to stay abreast of the comments. All right. Fantastic. So we're going to the inbox, and thank you, Nerman, for joining us on TikTok, and those of you that are joining on other platforms. I'm kind of watching other platforms because not all of them are populating here. All right. She writes, "Hey, Love and Stuff fam. So y'all, let me tell you about this date. I'm 29, he's 27, and I thought it was going to be cute. Dinner was good, vibe was good, until he hit me with the invite back to his place. I politely said no, like, we just met. Let's slow down. Tell me why this man's whole energy shifted. He leaned back in that chair, sucked his teeth like I had just cursed his mama, and said, well, maybe I should just go then. I was like, excuse me? Then instead of leaving, he picked up the check, slid it across the table, and was like, we splitting this. The way I stared at that bill, my spirit said, girl, this ain't it. I paid my half, grabbed my purse, and walked out with my dignity. But woo, I gotta know, was I wrong for shutting him down? Or was he showing me exactly who he is? So I want to hear from you. That topic is an interesting one I thought to open up for our season of Love and Stuff. If you're just joining us, whether you're on TikTok, Key Sunday, and others that are joining, we're talking from the inbox, from our Love and Stuff inbox, a 29-year-old woman, African-American woman, who met a gentleman online who was 27, so he's 2 years younger than her. Some will say that's something to consider. And they went out on their first date, which she described as, I thought it was gonna be cute. She thought this was gonna be a good night, I think is what she was trying to tell me. I'm switching to my reader so I can read a little bit better. And dinner was good. She says the vibe was good until he hit her with that invitation. Come on over to my place. Anybody ever had that happen to you? And she politely said no. All right, Kamal Williams, our associate producer, is on Instagram. Click share and tag some folks over there. She said no. No, thank you. And she said immediately this man's energy shifted. And he said, well, maybe I should just go then. But instead of leaving, he said, no, we're going to split this check. That's what we're going to do. And she was shocked, to say the least. But she split the check, grabbed her purse, and left. And I want to hear from you because there are so many norms around dating: who pays, who doesn't, what are the expectations, right? It seems like it's an age old conversation. Every generation has a different spin on it. But what we're finding is that there are expectations often in dating, especially the first date, that don't always get addressed in the way that they should, which should happen prior to the date. And I share some tips from relationship experts as well as from gathering and synthesizing information. I always put the disclaimer out there: I'm not a loveologist, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm the love activist. I'm advocating for a better love for you and me. And what I do is synthesize information from experts and from couples and from those that have walked the paths of love to share with you, those of you that are seeking a better love relationship with God, who is the quintessential love, those of you that are seeking self-love, and those that are seeking to love others better. And so we take topics from the inbox at least once a month. Moving forward in our new season, we're going to do that maybe once or twice a month, and also bring couples on to answer the questions that might be burning questions for you, as well as bringing in those to help you work on self-love, which involves healing and forgiveness and gratefulness. So look forward to that throughout the time. Hello, Drea. Thank you for joining us on TikTok. And those that are joining us on Facebook and Instagram and wherever you are, click share, tag 5 of your closest friends or connections, 5 of the more popular ones, to join us in this inbox discussion. This 29-year-old beautiful African-American woman met a 27-year-old man online, so online dating, and their first date, she thought, her words, I thought it was going to be cute. She thought it was going to be a great date. She was feeling good, smelling good, walking good. He was talking good. Dinner was good. The vibe was good. Until he said, come on over to my place. And when she politely said no, it shifted. And he said, well, maybe I should just go then. But instead of leaving, he said, no, we need to split this check. After staring at the bill, she says, she paid her half, grabbed her purse, and walked out with what she says was her dignity. And she's wondering, did she do the right thing to shut it down? Or is this what dating has come to? Should she have shown him something different? I think there are some different steps to take, but I want to hear from you across all platforms. What do you think? Drea WHH says, yes, she did. Yes, she did. She did the right thing. I love it. All right. Very good. I want to hear from the rest of you, and tell me why, Drea WHH on TikTok, why that was the right thing. All right. So I want to jump into some of the things that I think are really important. And I often am talking to different folks because, love is my thing. And while I don't play Cupid at the rate and frequency that I used to, still 17 for 17, a lot of different people talk to me about relationships. And it's my pleasure to synthesize information because I love to talk to couples, young couples, older couples, divorced couples, couples that have remarried, to get a sense of what's been their inspiration, what's been the information that has helped them in relationships or that they wish they had done differently. And as I talk to a lot of people who do online dating, I am so surprised that people who have not met in person, and this is the first real verification that you have of the person. Now, you can FaceTime somebody. They can do filters on FaceTime now, but you can FaceTime somebody and see them and see whether or not they're catfishing you, right? But you don't get to see the full totality essence of a person until you're in person, right? You might virtual them and get some information from them, but to really get to know them, really feel their energy is best done, in person. Person meets person. I was going to say boy meets girl, man meets woman, person meets person, right? And you get to sense what their essence is. But I'm so surprised the number of people that participate in online dating that don't set ground rules. They're just happy to meet a real person, and I ain't mad at you. You're happy to meet somebody that's real. You're happy that this real person actually is how they look, is who they are, can show up. They may not be blind or crazy, or maybe they are, but you get some semblance that this is the person that you've been talking to, developing a rapport with, right? But before you get in person, there are some things I am sure of that you should consider. Just before we jump into that, Drea says she set the boundary, and I want to talk about should she have said it a little bit earlier. But right before we do that, I want you to know that 36 questions that lead to love 2.0 is getting ready to happen, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that.
Can 36 questions make you fall in love? What if I told you two young psychologists discovered over 30 years ago that just 36 questions could create real closeness between complete strangers? And that the same questions might lead you to love or help you discover more about yourself than you ever imagined. This isn't a dating gimmick. It's an experiment that's been studied and repeated around the world. People walked in as strangers and walked out feeling deeply connected. Some even got married. But here's the twist. It's not just about romance. These questions open the door to vulnerability, honesty, and self-reflection. They help you see who you are, how you love, and what really matters to you in relationships. So whether you're looking for love or looking to learn more about yourself in the process, click the link, sign up, and let's walk through these 36 questions together. Who knows? Love might just be one question away.
Who knows? Love might be just one question away. And so, if you're interested in participating in the 36 questions that lead to love, let me tell you a little bit more about it. 36 Questions That Lead to Love is an experiment that two young psychologists met each other as strangers, and then they synthesized all the questions that they asked each other. They ended up falling in love and getting married. They performed this experiment on many different groups. And what they found out that these questions led people to more deeper connection. And so what we've done in the Love and Stuff community in 1.0 is we had folks within the Love and Stuff community to volunteer, to join us in a Zoom room, and to all of the guys met all of the girls in their own breakout room. And they had a certain amount of time to ask each other these 36 questions. What we found is that these 36 questions open them up to be more vulnerable and to expose themselves and learn about the other, to lead them on paths to love. So we decided 2.0, it's time for 2.0. And we love for you to join us in 2.0. If you're interested, inbox me on whichever platform you're on watching this, and we will connect you, get some information from you, and give you some information so that you can participate. It is not matchmaking because we don't know necessarily who is with who. So we won't do the full survey of matchmaking. What we do is match you with people to ask these questions, people that you don't know, because it would be the same thing if you were in Walmart, or if you were in Kroger's, or if you're in the mall, or wherever you are. If you meet a stranger, how do you build rapport, and how do you open up to get to know them better and get them to know you better? So we want you to inbox us now, wherever you are, if you're interested in 36 Questions That Lead to Love 2.0, Love and Stuff style. I'm going to go back to our topic where this 29-year-old woman is meeting for the first time her 27-year-old date, who she's been talking to online over several months, and they decide to meet in person. And when they meet in person, she says, I thought it was going to be cute until he hit with the invite, let's go back to my place. The food was good. The vibe was good. The conversation was good. But his whole energy shifted, she says, when she told him politely, no, thank you. He said, well, maybe I should just leave then. But instead of actually leaving, what did he do? He slid the bill to her and said, we're going to split this. She was shocked, but she decided this is enough. Paid her half of the bill, grabbed her purse, and left. And she's asking from the inbox, is that something I should have done? I want to hear from you in the comments to see, like, if you're like Drea, WHH on TikTok, and she says, yes, she did the right thing. Drop in the comments or give me some hearts on TikTok if you agree with Drea. Give me some hearts or likes on any of the other platforms to let me know that you're tracking with us. This is Love and Stuff. It's our season premiere, and we're talking split it or not. Would you expect the person to be paying? And would that be contingent on any subsequent activities, such as returning to their place, engaging in sexual intercourse or intimacy? What are the rules of engagement for you? We want to hear from you in the comments. All right. So I shared with this young lady some things I thought would be very good. And I synthesized some information from various different therapists, including Dr. Nicole Gonzalez, who is a trauma-focused couples therapist at Roots and Branches in Brooklyn, and who has been a published author in or journalist in the Journal of Psychology Today. One of the things that she says that I think is important is when someone's no to you, says no to you, or someone responds to your no in a certain way, it reveals something about their character. So when you're in situations, you should be paying attention to how people respond to your no. Okay. Also, Dr. Sabrina Ramanoff, who is an educator, psychologist, and also from Psychology Today as a contributor, says that money can be a mirror of your values. So you should be having the bill talk before you get to the bill. And you need to be asking yourself, am I reacting or overreacting where I should have had information to understand and know? Okay. But you could ask yourself, would you still go out again with someone who insisted on splitting the bill after bad attitude? And ask yourself yes or no and why. Also, a relationship writer, Draven Porter, who writes for marriage.com, writes about what Drea was talking about, boundary building and modern dating contexts, excuse me. And you have to know how to invite the reaction that you want. And so you have these discussions that challenge the norm as to whether or not the other person sees no as feeling rude or if they're used to hearing no. So building these boundaries before you get to events, which is all stuff I love. And of course, I'm saying from the Love and Stuff community and synthesizing any information, I think you have to get ahead of the surprise split. Now, as the uncle dad of a beautiful young lady, I've always told Autumn, be prepared to pay for the bill. You shouldn't if you're invited out, but if you invite someone out, be prepared to pay for the bill. But regardless, be prepared, but set the expectations early. Okay? And it could be simple as a text that says, I'm game for however you want to handle the bill, dinner, split, surprise dessert, but not back to yours though. Catchy phrase in the text. Or you can say, tonight's vibe should be great. I'm looking for dinner and deep laugh. Or, by the way, I'm happy to go Dutch. Just wanted to put that on the table so that we understand the expectations. Okay. So the first thing, Dr. Romanoff, who is a contributor to Very Well Mind regarding assertive communication, gives some tips of how you can decline gently, kindly, because How someone handles your no tells you who they are. And in case you didn't know who they are before you got to the no, you'll kind of have a sense of whether or not you've done enough homework and getting to know them before the space. And that's going to be different for every couple, right? This couple did not meet for several months. Some people are going to meet immediately the next weekend, but you have to gauge how people respond to no, how people respond to an action that's not considered a compromise for them. Okay. So no can have variance. Certainly it can be polite and direct. I had a nice time, but I'm not comfortable going back to your place tonight. Right. Or it's boundary plus a reason. I take my first dates slow. So I'm heading home after dinner. And in this case, like the energy shifted, you just keep it minimal. No, thanks. I'm going to wrap it here. Have a good night. Then offer to pay your part and exit. Because assertive communication, not aggressive, is clear and respectful. It's clear and respectful language that wants to prevent mixed signals to reduce conflict. And I know we're living in a world where we've seen violence happen during dating. And that's why it's important not to be aggressive, but to be clear, assertive, so there aren't mixed signals. So you can't flirt deeply all night and then say, oh, wait, this is going too far. Now, you have the right to say no at any point, but you don't want to send a mixed signal. And so that's why it's best before you get into the ambiance and mood of the night that you share where you are so that you stay aligned. Okay. So you got to read that reaction like a dashboard. Green flag would be, I totally get it. I respect you. Thank you for letting me know. Someone does that in a calm, positive tone, keeping the vibe stable. That's a green flag, right? A yellow flag might be someone groans or sighs or tries to guilt trip you and say, after I paid, or pressure you, even if they mask those pressures as jokes. Okay. And of course, a red flag would be anger, shutdown, silence, threats to leave, as we see in this case, shaming, or ending the date abruptly. Okay. Now I wanted to hear from you. What's your line between awkward and unsafe? Because boundaries protect you, and disrespect is a clear signal that someone has infringed upon your boundary. So I want to hear from you. What's your line between awkward and unsafe? Looking to hear from you in the comments. All right. As I'm giving you the chance to respond, I want to thank those of you that are here so far. And I want to definitely tell you about one of our partners. June Rochelle Eaton is an amazing sponsor. And listen, ladies, you want to definitely get to DetroitCouture.com.
Hi, my name is June Rochelle, and I own Detroit Couture. We are a fashion forward women's boutique, and we offer friendly sizes from small all the way up to 3X women's sizes, very generously fit, very great quality. I actually have on one of our pieces today. It's called the Cuffed Up. It's in gray, burgundy, and black and olive, and it actually has a lot of stretch and give. So listen, in this time, we try to make sure that first of all, it's quality and customer service that we offer our clients. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share with you. So go and visit us at DetroitCouture.com.
You want to visit June at DetroitCouture.com. She is an amazing entrepreneur. And ladies, she can find one-of-a-kind pieces for your special event or occasion, or just your weekend out, or even your first date. Contact them right now at DetroitCouture.com. Thanks, June, for being a partner and a valued member of our Love and Stuff community. We're going back to the topic, whether you're watching us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitch. We're happy did I say YouTube events? We're happy that you're here, and we hope that you will take a moment, click share, tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, followers, or connections across platforms, 5 of the more popular ones to join in this discussion as we enter in a new season. We're happy to be back, and we're sharing from the inbox of this 29-year-old African-American woman who is dating, meeting her first, having her first date with this 27-year-old African-American gentleman. And the date didn't go quite as planned. It started out wonderful, she said. She says, I thought it was going to be cute. The vibe was good. The food was good. The conversation was good until he made an invitation inviting her back to his place. And when she politely said no, he ended up getting upset and saying that we're going to split the bill. She was taken aback, but she did split the bill and left. And she's wondering, was that the right thing to do? Now, certainly that's her prerogative to do, to split the bill, not to have any further confrontation or any potential for that. But there are probably some things that could have been done before getting to that point. I think you might agree. So we talked about a couple of them, to have a clear, kind, firm no, and position that no ahead of time in conversations, right? To assess the reaction like a dashboard, green flag, red flag, yellow flag. We talked about that. And then close the loop after the date if you want closure. You can send a text saying, thanks for the evening. Our expectations don't match, so I'm stepping back. Wishing you well. You don't have to renegotiate, re-argue, litigate the boundary. No is complete. No has a period behind it. If he circles back with attitude, you can mute him, block him, because self-protection is part of healthy dating. And Dr. Romanoff underscores being clear and ending things respectfully to prevent rumination where possible. And, we've seen even in the news recently where people have unfortunately lost their lives after getting a PPO against exes because they would not stop. Certainly, if you feel unsafe, you should contact the authorities and take every precaution to safeguard yourself. These are in the instance where you've had that first date and the red flag hasn't been to the level where you need to escape, right? Safety is first, but you definitely want to have a plan. And the better that you do in the plan at the beginning, if you build that dashboard of green and red flags as you're talking and engaging and communicating with this individual, you get a sense of how they respond and react to no. So there should be some times and occasions just in the natural course of your interactions with them where you don't give them what they want to see how they respond. If they say, hey, are you available to talk now? I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Can I call you later? See how he responds. Does he say, oh, you got to talk to somebody else? Does he say, okay, that's fine. What time should I expect your call? Begin to have a reaction dashboard before you even go out on the first date. That way you can gauge the temperament of the other person to determine whether or not you're walking into a situation with a bunch of red flags. Okay? The Gottman Institute, John and Julie Gottman, they provide research-based guidance on money conversations. And so I wanted to bring in the money aspect because money moments are really about value, right? When people use money to exert control over other people, it's really not about the money, is it? It's about their value. That money to them means power. It means control. And so you have to understand what people value. Do people value control? Is that the type of person that you want to enter into that relationship with? So again, if you haven't had the conversations before the date, the soft start around money, the bill combo before the check comes, you might say, quick heads up, just to make sure we're cool. Are you a whoever invites pays person, or do you like to split the bill on the first date? And don't make the tone accusatory. Make it curious. Because when you have soft opener questions, it lowers the defense mechanism, the defensiveness of the other person, and it can lead to lower conflict money talks. Okay. And sometimes when talking about things of nature, voices can rise. And you might double back and say, my fault, my bad, I'm sorry. This got tense. I didn't expect that. I'm not judging. I just want clarity. And if it gets too intense, how you not going to come back with me? Take a 20-minute break or secure the perimeter, as it were, and make an exit. Okay. And then there could be, depending on if you want to salvage the relationship, an after date money debrief where you do a values check, right? Did you talk respectfully to each other? Did you align on what's fair? Was there some implied intent that if I pay for dinner, you will do this? Because the money might just signal a deeper need. As I mentioned, security, control, generosity even. Typically, Dr. Gottman says, money conflicts are symbolic. And when you name the meaning, it diffuses these conflicts. Really important to do, right? And number 3, first dates predict patterns. So this is a good time to check your compatibility and check it early. Dr. Terry Orbuck, who is considered the love doctor and is a distinguished professor at Oakland University and a research professor at U of M's Institute for Social Research, advises discussing expectations, including money, early on. So he recommends a pre-date self-inventory where you write down what respect looks like for you, accepting no from either person, what your first date money stance is, and what your pace is for physical intimacy. His advice is that talking early helps the other person to own your expectations and reduce conflict later. I like how he says that because you're getting the other person to buy into what you expect. They're clear and they understand and accept it as a condition of moving forward. So you get the person to own your expectations and you own theirs. And you come to a place of understanding and or compromise, or maybe no place at all. Okay. Then you do some mini compatibility test. Of course, the 36 questions that lead to love would be an excellent one, right? But you're going to ask questions like, what feels fair to you on the first date? Inviter pays or split? Don't be afraid to ask these questions before you get into the ambiance of the date. Questions of, how do you handle no? Are you okay with not getting together afterwards at either person's place? What if you want to and I don't? How do you handle no? What's your idea of a solid second date? This early clarity on expectations on money can help prevent mismatched assumptions early on. And that's one of the key things I think is important for our inbox person is shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Hindsight is 2020, right? But before you go into meeting someone on a first date, lay the groundwork so that there's clear understanding and expectations of what could happen and what will happen. Okay. And of course, there's a post-date decode that you can do. Was it about money? Was it about control? What was this conflict about? So if a simple boundary triggers anger or someone's sudden demand to split, you're learning also about their emotional regulation, not just the tab. You're learning about their respect and their relationship management skills. Dr. Orbuck notes that money fights are often about underlying issues. He kind of agrees with Dr. Gottman there. And many times he summarizes that these underlying issues are control, security, and self-esteem. I think that last one is a really important one because where people don't work on the self-love component, they often misdiagnose or misdescribe or mischaracterize what these early signs and signals are around love, which is why it's so important to work on self-love. And you'll hear more from on that each month in our Love and Stuff community. Now, I synthesized information from couples that I get the pleasure to talk to, and some of them you'll get to meet this season, who will come in each month to share with those that are single, those that are widowed, those that want to be married or remarried. They'll share from their wisdom, from their experiences to inform and inspire yours. And I get a chance to ask them questions, sometimes burning questions, I'll call them. And so I love to synthesize the information that they provide to me and share it with you. One of the best pieces of advice that was given to me by a couple sharing with a younger couple about first dates is be ready for anything and say up front what is and what isn't acceptable. People might test your boundaries. So someone who you've been clear about that this is dinner only might decide that they're going to woo you into something else, take you to the park and then take you home, get you an extra drink and then take you home. But saying it up front and being ready in the event that person turns, shifts the energy. Be ready to, if you didn't drive there, which, first date, a lot of people do drive, be ready to get an Uber or Lyft. Be ready to pay for your own bill. Be ready to secure the perimeter, contacting the manager, going to the restroom, telling the manager, hey, I don't feel comfortable going back to that table. I'm going to pay my part of the bill. I won't be returning to the table. Can you keep me preoccupied until I get out the door? Whatever you have to do to ensure that you're safe. But here's the micro playbook that I will give you, just 3 simple steps. Before the date, text something like this. Hey, excited to meet. I usually split on first dates and head home afterward. Cool with you? Let him say, absolutely not. I pay on the first date. I'm the man. To which you respond, that is so kind of you. You don't have to, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. So I can prepare appropriately. You're not expecting anything in return, are you? Open that door of that conversation in a respectful way, not in an accusatory way, so that you give him the space to pick up the phone and call you or text and say, oh, no, I'm good. Let it flow. Well, I want you to know, let it flow for me means that after dinner and dessert, I'm going home. That's how a first date ends for me. Are you cool with that? Now, follow it up with a FaceTime or virtual meeting to look at his body language to see if he's looking down and away, if he's covering his face, covering his body. Those are typically signs of someone being deceptive, unless it's their normal way to do. And some people do, for various reasons, look away. But gauge his body language to see if what he's saying is congruent with what he's doing. Because now you might have a yellow flag where someone is saying one thing, but they really mean another. Okay. Number 2, when you're at the table. Just wanted to mention, I'm good going Dutch now. Just want to put it out there on the table so that we're aligned on what we're doing. Let them say, oh, no, I got this. And, Maybe it's an evening where you're going to a concert and dinner and you say, hey, those tickets are this amount. I'm willing to pay this amount. I'm willing to do this. All along, having conversations at every event and especially at the table that you're fully prepared to handle your own. Now, you may not want to handle your own. You may not even handle your own, but you want him to know that there is no buying ... Whatever that ... is. It could be the same thing, fellas, if she decides that she's paying and she say, I'm going to get some. Be clear at the table. Food is good, vibe is good, conversation is good. Make sure clarity is good. And 3, if it turns weird, I'm not doing after hours tonight, but thanks for asking. I'll take my half and head out. And again, if it's a red flag and he is cussing and going off, you say, well, you know what? Let's just calm down. Let's just think this through. I'm gonna go to the restroom. You ain't going nowhere. Well, I don't want to get the manager involved, but let me step away. Let's cool our heads. I didn't think it would turn this way. Not so sure where this is going, but we were having such a great time. And I'm willing to pay my half. Would that be okay? Keeping calm and make your exit plan. Okay? Now, involved in that, even talking to some in the inbox, some ladies say, hey, I have an exit plan with girlfriends or a guy friend or a brother who is not far from the location of the date, who's at the date. I have an exit plan. Whatever is going to bring your level of comfortableness, but when you have to have a plan of a certain level, you have to ask yourself, should I be going on a date with someone that I need to have a Fort Knox plan with? I'm not saying that you should not plan for anything that can happen, right? Because you want to be ready for anything, but just ask yourself, it is better to assess it before going to the date than to be in the throes of a date that went wrong and have to try to assess it, right? I want to hear from you. RL Events and Rentals, thank you so much for joining me. And those of you that are on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, across all platforms, I'm grateful that you're here. And I want to hear from you. And just before we do, I want to remind you that there's an opportunity for you to join us on the gratefulness journey every day. 3 things you're grateful for, speaking them aloud to 3 people, and sharing them aloud to yourself 3 times. Doing that for 30 days, you're on the gratefulness journey every day.
Sis, let me tell you something real. Sometimes your man walks in that door, and it's not that he's mad at you. It's that he's tired of performing for the world. He's been wearing masks all day. Providing, protecting, showing up in rooms that don't even see him. So when he comes home quiet, sitting in the garage or sinking into that couch, it might not be distance. It might be decompression. Don't take it personal if he needs a little time to breathe. He's not saying he don't love you. He's saying he's trying not to lose himself. Try this. When he comes home, lead with peace, not a list. Say, I'm glad you're home. Let him land. Then find your moment. Not in the rush of chores or complaints, but in the stillness. That's where the real connection lives. He doesn't hate you. He just needs to breathe. Be his peace and watch him come back to center.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're going to check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
I'm so grateful for MJ from Shies of Sunset, who you may know from Shies of Sunset, sharing that testimonial with us. The Gratefulness Journey every day is available on Amazon. And if you have anger or temperament issues, if you are dealing with grief or you're dealing with a loss of any kind, the gratefulness journey is a great journey to embark upon. It really is transformative because it changes you in the situation. And sometimes that changes the situation because it empowers you to. But even if the situation doesn't change, it changes you. It helps you to see all that you have to be grateful for and to make an inventory of it and then to live your life more gratefully. So I am a copy of the book, The Gratefulness Every Day. It is available. And there is a journal that is also free once you get the book. And I'd love to join you on your journey to help it be all that you need it to be so that you can be all that you've been called to be in the Earth School. The Gratefulness Journey every day is available now. It will transform your life in 30 days through the power of gratefulness. Right. All right. Before we jump out of the topic, I wanted to open the floor for those that might want to make some comments. I wanted to ask, what would you do in the situation? Those that are here, if you went on a date, first date from an internet date or online dating, first time meeting the person in person, and apparently you haven't had the discussions about who's paying for what. You just kind of assumed that, ladies, that he's taking you out to dinner, he's paying. And you get there and everything is going so well that he misreads it. Maybe he misreads it. And he says, let's go. Let's go to my place. Come on over to my place. Or let's go to your place. But that was never your intent. Your intent was to have a great night, get to know this person, see that they're a real person in person, and go home. What do you do when he says, well, since I can't come to your place and you can't come to my place, let's split the bill? How would you handle that? I want to hear from you in the comments. Hassan, Samika, Drea, I want to hear from you, those of you that are in the comments. Give you a chance, a second. All right. And while you're doing that, we have some wonderful, absolutely wonderful products in and around our Love and Stuff community. Of course, we have our flagship Love and Stuff shirt. Richard Dickey Mason is our brand ambassador, actor Richard Dickey Mason. He wears this stuff proudly. He reps it. And if you're about wearing the brand you love, living the brand you wear, wearing the brand you live in, Love and Stuff is a great brand. And this, our flagship t-shirt, also comes as a sweatshirt and a performance tee, and it comes in multiple colors and sizes, as well as the Gratefulness Journey every day also has its shirts, sweatshirts, and performance t-shirts, which are the long shirts that people often work out with. Our love is front and center. Also comes, it is our call to help people be more vulnerable who say that they want to love and be loved. Available in all colors and sizes, and also in our performance tee and sweatshirt and hoodie. Love over racism, for those of you that join us in the clarion call to make a better world through equality, equity, and diversity. Those of you that are paying attention to what's happening in our world. I don't know how you couldn't pay attention, but those of you that are paying attention in our world, a part of our hearts in this community is around a love for justice, a love for equity. And so we hope that you will join us in that movement. And then we've authored another book called All Shades of Girl, which is available through our Shopify store. It is loosely based on one of our Love and Stuff community members, our Day One Gratefulness Journey member, Sonia Sharice. And if there are any young girls in your life who you want to understand that they've been colored beautiful, if they have experienced colorism, this book really is a book and coloring book that tells the story of a young girl who overcomes colorism and understands that she's been colored beautiful. We also have t-shirts that go along with that, our long sleeve tees for workout, our sweatshirts, and our young people's performance tee is available in all colors, in all sizes, available now. Right? Make sure I go back and just jump in. Okay, very good. All right, Mildred Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. And I wanted to, before we, thank you for scanning the QR code, whomever did, I appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. All right. You know, it's 2025 and dating in a world where there is so much compression, I will call it, around anger, frustration, rejection, loneliness, fear. These things are compressed in a way that they're almost combustible in relationships. People, in some regards, they desire so much to be validated, to be in relationship, to be affirmed and acknowledged because of the lack of self-love. Oftentimes, because we haven't done a good job at loving ourselves, we're seeking somebody else to love us and someone else to validate us and someone else to say that we're wonderful. And for us, sometimes the medium of exchange is what is valuable to us in exchange for what we believe is of value to them. And sometimes men and women use money as a part of their value proposition to say, because I'm spending this money, this is what you should give to me in exchange. Oftentimes, that is a signal of something deeper than just the money. It's about the fear of rejection. It's about control. It's about esteem. It's about validation. That's why it's so important in 2025, whether you're dating, from meeting someone, as I love to advise people, in the grocery store, or whether you're meeting someone online, is to get to know that person. Whether you build your reactions dashboard that we talked about tonight, green flag, yellow flag, red flag, but you need enough information to be able to kind of categorize their behaviors and reactions to certain moves, certain responses. Without that, you're walking into a situation where someone's idea of a date may be they pay for everything and they get everything that they want. And if that's not your ground rules, it behooves you to know who you're going on the date with. Now, that might mean if you meet them today on Facebook, just giving that as one platform, you might not be able to go out tomorrow. You've got to be able to synthesize the information that people are showing you and telling you and believe them to determine whether or not this date means something different to you than it does to them. I think, ladies, much like our inbox lady, you have to do what makes you feel respected, keeps your dignity in place, and keeps you safe. But I would say, as I said in the inbox, before you agree to a date, there are some things that you need to know about the person and some things they need to know about you to make sure you're aligned about what dating means in 2025. Well, it's 9:30. It's been an excellent first show. I hope that you will chime in the comments and you will click share, tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends or followers on TikTok or subscribers on YouTube or friends and connections on Twitch, on Instagram to get them in the conversation. What do you do when you go on a date and things go awry? Do you split or do you split it? I'm Marcus Holmes, the HR Passion Guy. I'm excited about sharing information and inspiration with you this season. Look forward to our shows on healing and forgiveness and grieving, how to walk through those processes. Our shows with couples that will be coming up. And every month there'll be a special show, a treat show, just with you in mind. So tag someone to join us each Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Love and join us Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for two fellows who love all things sports. Kamal Williams and Felix Holmes, our sports talk with Kamal and Felix, and they had an amazing show on Saturday. You don't want to miss all that they discuss. And ladies, even if you're not into sports, but you know some man that is, it behooves you to learn a little bit more about sports. And these are the fellas to help you love it in a way that might draw you to the love that you're looking for. Thanks for being here and have a grateful evening. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Yeah.